Hey everybody, so this is my third introduction to this video. I've had a hard time putting this one together just because it is somewhat of a complex topic, and what it has to do with is what do you do when a bike fit doesn't go as planned. And by this I mean like when you're using good information, you make changes, and then something happens and you end up with more discomfort or new discomfort, something else that crops up. And the reason I'm shooting a third one is there was a ton of information that I put in the first video. It was just too long. There was too much there. I wanted to streamline a little bit. So I'm going to leave that information in the article that I'll post in the description, a link to in the description below. And I'll also, maybe I will try and put up a little thing with the some of the raw footage of that. So if you're interested, you can go into, but I'll have the notes of it and the gist of it in the article. And what I go into in this brief video, and it's pretty short here coming up, but what I go into is, we had someone, and this is based on a real client, I had someone come in, made some really good progress, I thought, in the bike fit, and had really good data from everything, and then she went out and it ended up with some new discomfort, I would say. And the takeaway is that you just can't freak out about it, especially if you've got good information that you're working off of. And this is where having really granular data to work off of, and a lot of it, comes into play. Because if you're just dealing with hand measurements or manual measurements, or just trying to eyeball things, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble, because you kind of, you might be tempted to just sort of scrap things and go backwards. When you've got good data, you just need to be really careful with things, and then you need to just make very reasoned decisions and continue to make reasoned decisions even when something unexpected crops up. So here's the video, real brief, and then you can go to the website article below. Thanks guys. Sorry I'm doing this out on my run where I just thought about how to approach this. So yeah, this is where I run. Here's behind me here. There's Colorado National Monument. So anyways, thanks guys. I will see you in a bit.
And actually, this is why I did this video, because it happened this week. We have the person come in, we take a quick round of data just to see where they're at, and I compare that to where they were at the beginning and the end of their first fitting. So we have three sectors of data: the before anything, at the end of the first fitting, and then now at 2 weeks after their initial fitting. And I can kind of see that progression, and I can see what objective measure. Usually we can find something that points to this issue. So the client I had this week, and this is a perfect example, she came in with some knee pain. We made some changes to saddle height, saddle foreaft, and cleat position. She came back and she was having now knee pain on both sides. And so we got her back in quickly just to make sure that nothing else was going wrong. And it actually turned out it was actually good news. And I was glad she came in sooner rather than later, because what ended up happening, she adapted more quickly to this posture. And so we were able to then make a further change with her saddle, which, because she had adapted quickly enough to this position, she was getting pain on both knees now, because now we had actually got her sitting more evenly on the saddle, and we had sort of, you could say, neutralized some of her pedaling posture. So she was really engaging both sides more equally. And this was new to the other side. And so it was accompanied by some discomfort. And it also, again, because she got shifted over and was had a more neutral pelvic posture, it made her saddle height effectively seem too low. And so we just went up a small amount and got a pretty significant change in her lower extremity mechanics. So that's why we just did a very tiny amount. And then we're able to send her on her way. And I actually did give her some exercises to work on as well, because there were some muscular imbalance things that we needed to be a little bit more aggressive with. So when you do have a fitting, especially, if it doesn't go necessarily 100% as planned, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. but you do need to have a good, accurate accounting of where you were and where you are now, so that we can make decisions on what the next step in the process is, and what the best way to get you further down that path towards a more neutral fit. So if you guys have any questions on these, please put them in the comments below. Let me know if you've experienced this before, either as a fitter or as a client, and kind of what your experience was with your client or with your bike fitter. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks.